Hello, I'm Mantastic'c and Fantastic, and today is the debut of the Player's Choice Godfest for 2021. So, Gung Ho has always hyped up Player's Choice Godfest as being exciting events because it gives players the opportunity to actually vote for their most desirable cards, which in turn hopefully influences the rolling roster to be favorable. But Gung Ho has definitely stepped up to the plate this time because we now have 45% chance of acquiring any Godfest exclusive. That is truly magical and amazing. I don't think there was ever a time where we had such high rolling rates ever in the past, and as a result, just from pure rolling rates point of view, it is a good time to roll, because even if you get like your 8th nay, let's say hypothetically, it doesn't matter, it's still trade fodder for something in the future. And the way I at least approach gacha games is I try to only roll in events that either are high value or it's going to greatly advance my monster box. And for Player's Choice Godfest, it is definitely high value. Godfest exclusives, especially 7-star ones, tend to be some of the most powerful and usable cards as leaders, subs, or even inherits. And even if you can't derive any value whatsoever from said 7-star Godfest exclusive, that's okay. It becomes trade fodder. It's never a bad thing overall. So being able to roll at 45% is actually incredibly meaningful. And in the case of Daytona, Seawolf, and Cecilia, they have even higher rolling rates. It's 2% chance for each of these cards, which is actually incredibly high. So if you obviously are chasing any of the top 3 voted cards in the respective categories, now is probably going to be the best chance for you to actually acquire that respective card. And at least for myself on my Mantastic'c account, I want Daytona the most of all. And the second card I would want next is Rex. But unfortunately, Rex wasn't voted in. Makes me very sad. At least I didn't see Rex in the rolling roster, unless I'm completely mistaken, but there is no Rex, and I'm very sad. But hopefully we get his medal and I can monster exchange for a Rex in the future. But regardless of that, it's still a great time to roll. Like, just because I didn't have everything I possibly wanted, virtually everything else I would want is there. Like, I would love to have more Manoas. Another Albrecht should be helpful so I could possibly make his other evolutions, because I already got one for blue, but maybe other stuff I might like. I would like to have more Manoas for more weapon assists. Cecilia, just for convenience, because I only have one, and like, I find I'm swapping between them. Like, there's a lot of good value to be found in this Player's Choice Godfest. So I do highly recommend you actually roll in this event, because it's pretty great. 45%, we're just not going to be better than this for like the foreseeable future. And even though we know that Blackbird is a new 7-star Godfest exclusive that will be coming, well, has just come out in JP, his debut Godfest will have much worse rolling rates. And like, yes, they are powerful, but Daytona, Seawolf, Nautilus, Royal Oak, they're all incredibly powerful as well, and they have better rolling rates. So I would definitely encourage you to roll here. I plan to roll probably the vast majority of my stones in this event, just because the rolling rates are just so high, and I can kind of ride this trade fodder high, so to speak, and just monster exchange as needed. Furthermore, if you do end up rolling the new Godfest exclusive, Saphiria, she is another transforming card, but she's not like the Transformers, like the robots, because she only has one transformation step. It's not multi-step. So after 28 turns with 2 skill boosts in her base form, she transforms, and she's just a monstrous VDP damage stick with a reasonably high attack stat. But it doesn't really matter, because 5 VDPs is a gargantuan amount of personal damage. Their active skill gives you an attack buff based on the number of VDPs available, so obviously it's going to be quite high. And you also get to change fire and water to light orbs, so a double orb changer for light, so you're going to almost always have a VDP every single turn. It's hard to have like half your board being converted into light orbs, essentially. Like, there's 6 elements possible. 1 is light, so there's 5 left over. 2 of them taken away, now there's 3. So 3 of the things were light, 3 are not light. 50% of the board approximately is going to have light. Point of the matter is, a VDP should be available basically every single time, and that makes it obviously much more consistent. Their leader skill has 12.96 times effective HP, so lower on the health side there compared to, like, say, Nautilus, Royal Oak, and Seawolf in terms of effective health, but 75% damage reduction is still solid. They do have +4 combos and huge amounts of auto follow attack, so it's got everything you want to have in a leader skill in that sense. And all you have to do is be light attribute, and you match 6 or more connected light or dark orbs. So I don't really think it's going to be possible to not have 6 or more light orbs in most cases, and then backup situation is you just have, you know, those dark orbs instead. And then you get the bonus combos and auto follow attack when you match 6 or more connected light or dark. So easy enough to activate. has advantages over like other transforming cards because it only needs one transformation step. Once you get to those 28 skill boosts and you transform, you can start going. You don't have to wait an extra 6 turns for like Royal Oak, etc. So has advantages in that sense there. A bit lower effective health to compensate, but it's still, I'd say, very strong. And if you do manage to roll her, I would strongly consider looking at Christmas Ilmina, because Player's Choice Godfest goes on for several days, and the Christmas trading ends on the 1st of January, so we still have time to roll, and if you roll a bunch of stuff and get trade fodder, you can convert that trade fodder into a trade. So, like I said, if you do have this card here, you manage to roll her in her debut Godfest, maybe consider getting Christmas Ilmina, because Christmas Ilmina is a huge damage solution for this particular team. It's giving you it can double damage cap in their main attribute. Their sub attribute, which is also light, has a good chance of dealing meaningful damage as well. So something to possibly consider if you're lucky enough. But if you don't roll her, I don't think it's really worth picking up Christmas Ilmina. It's like very dependent. Kind of like Halloween Cotton being so great for Daytona teams, but outside of Daytona, it doesn't really have as much value. So again, Christmas Ilmina is meaningful. And another thing that I might even consider is getting Christmas Saline for her hastes just for the future, because 3 haste with a skill boost weapon is hard to replicate and beat. And Christmas Celica is also incredibly powerful with their various weapon assists, and even their base form. When we get their new awakening, they might start becoming more meaningful. But with that being said, hopefully you all have a truly fantastic day. I do plan to roll quite heavily on my Twitch stream later on this afternoon. If you guys, or ladies and gentlemen, end up actually rolling in this event, tell me how you did and was it actually worth your magic stones. Regardless of all that, hopefully you all have a truly fantastic day. I wish you all the best luck in your own pad adventures, and happy puzzling.